Autobots, transform!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of George Reviews, and today I'm still reviewing my 1984 countdown. I'm on video number 3. Number 1 was Brawn, number 2 is Bumblebee, and third in the catalog is Huffer. And this is Huffer, but before we get to Huffer, let me make sure I got them checked off. Okay, we've checked off Brawn, we checked off Bumblebee, now Huffer is number 3. So, anyway, on to Huffer, and I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory on this guy. Hasbro bought the license for this transforming toy and all the other Transformers, most of the other Transformers, from Takara in Japan. In the Takara toy line in Japan, this guy was a 1-to-1 scale transforming toy known as a deformed Transformer. And deformed means he was meant to look more like a toy than like the actual vehicle. That's why the little Minibots don't look as realistic as the larger cars like Sunstreaker and Sideswipe. Because he was meant to be a toy and not get any bigger than this when he transformed, and not any smaller than this when he drove around as a truck. So he was running around some kid's bedroom and these figures were waging war. Not exactly sure what the story is, but Hasbro got the toys, wrapped a new mythos around them, and they became Transformers more than meets the eye. And over there, I think this was his primary color. He one of the few guys that want a lot of colors over there, but once Hasbro got the license and started to release these guys around the world. Actually, they leaked the license to other people because they couldn't produce toys in certain regions. And when the toys went to other regions, he got a lot of different repaints. I got a couple of them to show you. So he came in other colors than this, but we only got this main color in the United States. And in case if anybody's interested, the real life vehicle that he is based on is a Volvo F88 semi-truck. I got a picture of it right here. Okay, and a little bit about his bio that comes from the back of his file card. When you purchase this figure, I do not have his card, so I'm just going to read it. His function is construction engineer. We never saw this guy do any engineering or any construction on episode. We seen him complain a few times, and that was about it. His motto is, molecular structure is the key to success. And we never seen him come across like that at all, but I'm going to continue to read. Huffer is cynical, hard-boiled, and pessimistic. He looks at the world through sludge-colored windshields, will complain it can't be built, then builds it anyway. Not too sociable, but absolutely reliable. His arms can test metal for strength, heat resistance, elasticity, and etc. Extremely strong. Superior mathematical and geometric abilities, often unhappy and homesick for Cybertron. I think a lot of these guys are homesick for Cybertron. So anyway, let's get to Huffer's stats. Huffer's strength is a 7. His intelligence is an 8. His speed is a 4. His endurance is a 7. His rank is a 6. His courage is an 8. His firepower is like a 1.5, if I'm reading this correctly. And his skill is a 9. So some pretty good stats for this little guy. So anyway, I usually like to tell a little story about these toys when I was a kid. But I really ain't got none for this guy. As a kid, I didn't get this guy until I had pretty much everybody. And I just got him to fill out the ranks. He was never one of my favorites. He's not a bad figure, but the hands is really what gets me, but I'll get to that. So anyway, here he is in his truck mode. He's done in orange plastic with a black plastic windshield underneath and more black molded plastic coming through from the windshield to form the roof lights of the truck. He has some molded in headlights, 2 on either side of the grill. The grill has some chrome vac metal on it. He has the big off-road tires that we saw and previously reviewed Brawn. The exact same tires are shared here. And again, the chrome pipes. And if you turn him over, you really can't see much of the body. You can kind of see his head tucked back there, but the way he's done, it's all tucked away neat. But it's not much to this guy again. And he rolls pretty well. Oh, I got to get him off this surface. Let me get him on to here. He rolls pretty well. And again, not a whole lot going on with Huffer. And as a kid, the only story I could tell you is the one episode where it was a heavy metal war and Megatron had just kicked the shit out of Optimus Prime. And Optimus Prime was limping back to headquarters, and Huffer carried his trailer for him.
I can help Optimus save some of his strength on the way back. Let me take that load, Optimus.
You're a true friend, Huffer.
And Huffer was like, "Let me carry that load, Optimus." And he was like, Optimus Prime was like, "You're a true friend, Huffer." And he came out and then he carried the load. Now, as a kid, I guess this is my one little Huffer story. To have him carry Optimus Prime's trailer, because of his trailer hitch is like his feet, his toes, and they won't really go in here. What you have to do, what I did as a kid, you just unslot one leg. If I can unslot, okay, we got this one. Unslot one leg, and now he can tow Optimus Prime's trailer. And you just put it in there. And I say normally he should sit still to carry the trailer without popping a wheelie or anything. So he is in there, and we can just drive away with Optimus Prime's trailer. And this is pretty much what I did as a kid. That one little moment, that one episode, and he would carry Prime's trailer. He can make turns with it. Again, it would roll better if it wasn't on this plastic surface. The plastic on plastic was not allowing him to roll too well. Moving on, and he wasn't spotlighted a lot on a cartoon. He had a few words here and there, really never did anything, never really had his moment. So I'm going to Huffer transform. You pull out his legs, which are his feet for his robot mode. Once you extend those, obviously the whole bottom is his body now. You lift up the cab of the truck to reveal his face, which looks nothing like the cartoon. Most of these guys had a mouth plate, like Optimus, and they just left it out. Then you rotate his arms up, and then this is where it kind of gets weird, because they really don't, like, you can't articulate them. They just kind of come up. They almost look like pile drivers or like insect arms or something, which is always weird. To me, that was the biggest failing of this guy, because the bot mode is pretty good. He has a well-defined head. You can see his neck, his chest. He has some molding in his chest underneath the Autobot symbol, some molding right here, this abdomen, a molded in waist with a nice little sticker right here, 2 individual legs that's not connected via pin, and this little feet at the bottom, which is pretty cool. And the only thing really failing this guy, keeping him being one hell of a little mini-bot, is the arms. And not just because, like, you got to kind of guess at the hands. And right here on the box art, it show you his hands are like claw hands. And other than that, man, he would have been a cool figure if they did a little bit better with the pipes here. Speaking of pipes, he was remolded into pipes later on, a blue truck. So far as articulation, all we got is we have the rotation right here at what is this, his shoulder joint, and his feet go up and down. That is it, because this is super G1, and he's, I mean, I guess he can. I don't know if this counts. I guess he can look down, but you'll never see it. But yeah, I mean, that's all he got. But this was Huffer. Like I said, he wasn't too terrible, but these arms, man, they should have did something better than that. They got even worse with pipes. But these were meant to be like 4 little gripping fingers. And I get it, because they supposed to be like some type of strange robots, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of get it that they supposed to be some type of strange robot, you know. Wow, but it's just not a whole lot to this guy. His face is just all blue with silver eyes. On the cartoon, they made his head silver and gave him like blue eyes. And if you didn't know, he's like the same color blue as Optimus Prime. Some people call it like a dark purple or something, but he's the same color as Optimus. In case you didn't know, now you know. So anyway, that's pretty much all I got on this guy, man. All right, here comes the size comparison. Here he is next to Generation 1 Hound, because Hound is not that big. And next to G1 Kickback, here he is with G1 Hoist. And the reason I put G1 Hoist out here is because one episode, Hoist was actually sitting inside of Huffer. I think it was the episode Prime Target, where Lord Chumley was trying to kill Optimus Prime, and Huffer was driving around the city with Hoist sitting inside. Man, it's just, boggles the mind. Here he is with Autobot Commander Optimus Prime. Here he is with Decepticon Sting. And here he is with previously reviewed fellow Autobot minis Brawn and Bumblebee. So yeah, oddly enough, Huffer is kind of rare. He only has one known reissue in this color, and that was in a box set from 2004, and that box set is actually kind of rare. It was only released in Takara. He does not have a US reissue as of yet. He might get one at Walmart. I don't know. Don't hold me to that. But yeah, this guy, he's not in huge quantities like everybody else. And he was released the second time in black and orange. He was supposed to be a GoBot posing as a Transformer. If I got a picture, I'll drop that in. But yeah. So, see, he's actually kind of rare. And speaking of which, if you're trying to track this guy down, the first thing you need to try to look for is chrome wear on the all chrome arm / pipes. Mine has some. It's a little bit dull. You can see the purple bleeding through in different places. And I don't even think they KO'd this guy. I really don't think so. I'll try to research it before the review is over and put it at the bottom of the screen or something if they have. But I don't even think there's a KO of this guy. Not yet. So pretty much if you come across for him, you most likely get an authentic one. And you can always check for, like, you know, the chrome wear to the arms, because it will not be pristine, because you have to handle it to make it his arms. And if you played with him as a kid and you fought Decepticon, you kind of scuffed it off. You know, I guess all he could do is just scratch somebody. But that's about it. Okay, I guess I could tell you a little something about the voice actor. Huffer was voiced by John Stevenson. He was a pretty famous voice actor. He's passed away now. But Hasbro was real clever about getting voice actors from previous cartoons so you can have an instant connection with the characters. Even if you didn't recognize the voice immediately, subconsciously, the voices would be familiar. And just on Transformers alone, he voiced Huffer, obviously, Wind Charger, Thundercracker, Alpha Trion. In case you didn't know, the same guy voice was coming out of Alpha Trion. And previous to that, he was Mr. Slate on the Flintstones for all those years, if you're old enough to remember. So I'm gonna get out of here, and I want to thank you all for joining me for another toy review. The reviews where every toy has a story, except for Huffer, because I had no love for this guy as a kid. But I mean, I loved all Transformers, don't get me wrong. I was happy to have him as a kid, but he didn't have a special place in my heart. So what about you? Do you have a special place in your heart? Was he your first Transformer, last Transformer? Did you have him? Let me know in the comments below.
Autobots, transform!